Good for you and someone else is better. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. A little song I jogged to. A little angry little white chick by the name of her last name is Rodrigo. We jam. It takes me back to be a kid of the 80s, like the Bangos and the Go-Go's. Pat Benatar kind of feel to this song. Her last name is Rodrigo. It's called Good For You. It's on me jam. It helps me when I'm running. Pumps it up a little bit. And then I like the levitating with, even though Dua Lipa ain't shit. That's a good jogging song for me, particularly with the baby rapping on it. But if y'all noticed, a lot of these pop stations stopped playing his version. But so what else is a good song for me to rap on it? I Don't Like Nobody with Moneybagg Yo and I Got Time Today. Those songs. Those help me get really pumping when I'm running, when I'm jogging. So when I hear those songs, it's amp time. And that new song by he sang up the grass, listening to our favorite song. He has a new song out and it's pretty cool. Something, but he has a new song. That song also. So I have particular songs that help me really get motivated when I'm running. And those are just a few of them. Mary Max, what's up? Thank you. The wind is not too bad this morning. Give me a minute. I'm not gonna talk long, I swear. Yeah, right. Okay. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. This is on my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist. And my Facebook page, that you're on right now, Rico and His Opinions. So go ahead and share this. Like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Again, only subscribe at your own risk. I talk about everything and everybody. I guess I'm just sharing thoughts and opinions. Take it how you want to. I'd rather for you to take it in stride. And the sun has beat me today. Or has beaten me today. But anyway, 2 topics. I'll try to get through them as quickly as possible. But all right, and don't forget I have a short story. There's always for sale. It's like 40 to 50 pages. It's called "The Greatest Pain I Ever Felt." Conversation with my absent biological father who never wanted to be found. That's when I accidentally found out about who he is. He existed at age 22, but I only met him in person for the first time and only time at age 39 years old. At age 39, when I decided to just go ahead and look him up and ring his doorbell. When he came out and said, "What's up?" But first he asked me this question before the 2.5 hour or 3 hour conversation on his front porch, because he didn't invite me up the steps. So he said, "How did you find me?" I said, Google Maps, MapQuest. And he said, "Well, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me." So if you'd like to check it out, hit me on that Cash App or PayPal with the $ Rico the Opinionist. And it's in a PDF format. So please send me an email address with your payment so I can send it to you, send it right to you. And after you read it, please let me know what you think. I'd like to hear your feedback, because I plan to put others out in that format. I have quite a few that I can put out in short story format. So, yeah, hold on one second. I'm tying my shoe up. This thing was annoying me when I was running. Okay, well, at least bring in the strap, the shoelace a little bit. Okay, these are the titles, my two topics. The first one is the Locks on the Breakfast Club. If you saw them in their most recent appearance, they explain in so many words. This is just the title. But if you go check out the little clip on Instagram or just watch the whole interview, you'll get to the segment where they talk about Lil Nas X being, Lil Nas X is not being canceled. But about the baby and him being canceled. And they pretty much explain how not to disrespect the LGBT. No, all things they said, what I gathered from it is they're teaching other black rappers and everyone else who works in the industry, don't disrespect the gays. Everybody else is cool. I mean, everybody that's black is cool. That's pretty much what they said, but I'll get to that in a minute. And number two, two white people chosen as permanent hosts of America's show Jeopardy. Hence, America's show. We'll get into that. And so, let's talk about the Locks first, right? I watched the clip, and I saw some of the interview, and Styles P was doing most of the talking in this particular segment of their interview on the Breakfast Club. He was asking, like, hey, you cancel him, you cancel his kids. That's what he and Jadakiss agreed upon. If you cancel him, you cancel your kids. But, he's worked. He's pretty much, he should know better. He's worked with gays. He's worked with gays all in executives and head office. He's worked around gays, probably done music with gays and all this stuff. And so he's really, tripping. There's no excuse for him to come out and say all those things or whatever he's supposed to say, right? And where are the OGs teaching him? Why haven't they stepped in? Why didn't they tell him? Who's training him? I guess Jadakiss chimed in on this as well. Who's training them? But Styles P is pretty much explaining, like, hey man, you kind of cross the line when you start talking about gays. As long as you're talking about, and these are my words, but you can go in and listen to the interview. And it's pretty much what I got out of this is, you can say what you want to say about murdering other black men, killing other black men, hoeing out and prostituting black women, spreading murder and violence and selling your foolishness to black people, but be careful not to disrespect whites and gays. That's pretty much what he's saying. It's almost like, man, you should know better, bro. You know how we operate. And that's what I got out of it. I just found it to be most interesting, but y'all know I'm not shocked. I'm just wondering why so many of us in the black race are so shocked by these little lame-ass sambo, step-and-fetching, bootlick, bought-off-ass black rappers. They'll pull a pistol on a black dude in a rap song and in person in real life, but they know how to holster their guns verbally and literally when it comes to gays and white people. So that's why I understand why we got so much fear and reverence for these sorry Sambo, bootlick, and Steven from Jambo-ass Negroes. They're nothing but cowards and bitches. Now, they'll cuss me out because I'm not gay and I'm not a white man. But they will, man, they know how to buckle and fold like Downy Fresh laundry around this bitch when it comes to gays. And they teach another one. Hey, gangster rapper. Hey, hard-ass real nigga. Hey, you supposed to be hard and a real-ass nigga with other blacks. You don't do that with gay people. Even though gay people buy your music, they bob their heads to it, they go to the concerts and everything. You don't disrespect them. Now, even though black people buy your music, you make sure you disrespect them. And that's pretty much what Styles P and Jadakiss signed on to. They co-signed. That's what they're saying. Go and listen to it for yourself. And so when are we gonna grow up and stop giving these people all this damn respect and trying to train your children? Don't buy their music. Don't go to their goddamn concerts. But I know I'm pissing in the wind here, literally. This reminds me of You know, I'm going back to that last week when people were saying Jadakiss, man, bodied that damn verses. Jadakiss spit some fire. And I told y'all all he did was say motherfucking nigga to other black men and black people all night. And I'm still trying to get somebody to tell me what was so bodying about what he said. All he did was call people motherfuckers and niggas. Y'all have to forgive me for appearing to be so uppity. As a black man from the hood, shout out to North Memphis. You hear me? As a black man who came through Miss Edna Davis's 9th grade English class in the hood at Cypress Junior High School, who informed us that I is not how to formulate a sentence, and we is. She taught us that I am and we are, they are, he is, she is. She taught us how to conjugate and pronounce words. She taught us English. So you have to forgive me if I sound uppity from the ghetto, from the hood. I think I live more in a low-income neighborhood with a lot of hood foolishness is going on. Nowhere near being in the suburbs, though, or middle class. All those are government houses, hood houses and shit. And forgive me for leaving there and going out to high school and I don't think I learned too much at Fraser High School. It was trash. It was a trash-ass high school. I ain't think it's still in existence. But I learned a lot when I attended my wonderful HBCU, historically black college university called Grambling State University. Old Grambling College, you know. And so forgive me if my thinking is a little broader than nigga. Y'all have to forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me that I've read books over the years and had conversations with scholars, African-centered scholars over the years. Forgive me for sounding like an uppity Negro who doesn't think nigger is an appropriate word when it was historically used, and it's still being used as a word of hate when they were hanging and murdering and burning down black folks, burning black people alive. Die, nigger. You can't sit here, nigger. This ain't a place for niggers. We don't serve niggers here. But we still say the word. How do you endure? Make that a term of endearment. When has a victim of rape and made rape a word of endearment? How dare, you know, I've never heard a woman who's been raped say, you know, I went to the bank, that motherfucker raped me out of $500. They don't use the word, because they know it brings, when they use the word, it reminds them of the pain. Chris Armour, what's up? The pain that it caused when the actual action of the word was occurring. We're the only one to use nigga and think it's okay. And we'll argue other black people about, well, you know, man, it's not the hard ER, it's the A. When can you spell the word rape and it never means violation? Taking without permission. Hate. So I don't have conversation with these smart blacks today. I stick to what I learned in the 90s. In the late 80s, early 90s from our scholars. I respect our scholars. Shout out to Dr. John Henry Clark. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Shout out to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Brother Neely Fuller, Dale Jones, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Amos Wilson. I respect our scholars. Okay? And I read from our scholars. We stopped reading. That's why we're so ignorant and so behind today. Not all of us, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Too many. So you gonna let y'all gonna talk about Styles? That damn Jadakiss said something so great. All he yelled all night was motherfuckers and niggas. So please tell me what people, especially those of you with college degrees, tell me what was so bodied about what the fuck he said, what he did. It's not about hating. It's about making observations with your good sense. So there is an old documentary that I watched, and I used to teach from. It's called Beyond Beats and Rhymes. Write that down. Beyond Beats and Rhymes. It's on YouTube, and it was narrated and created and put together by this black man by the name of Byron, B-Y-O-N, Byron Hurt. Byron Hurt put together a wonderful documentary on hip-hop in its infancy and its maturation up at that time, up to 2008. And Busta Rhymes, and guess who? Jadakiss is in there, and Chuck D, and everybody. All the hip-hop story, and then even that butt-kissing, stankin' ass Eric Michael Dyson is in there, too. I never liked that cat. Oh, God. So, and I went back to hear what Jadakiss had to say back then about the violence and the misogyny, the violence towards blacks and them volunteering to sell violence and anger to black boys and black men. And guess what, Jadakiss? He hadn't lost his stride. He's very consistent. He said in that documentary, you know, I think violence is always American pie, always America, apple pie. You know, have you seen these movies lately? You're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Cruise, and all these white men, and John Wayne shooting, violence in the movies and all of that. And what I have to say to that is, Jadakiss and anybody else who uses that example, America's violent. Get some intelligence, please. I need people to maybe look up the word intelligence. Get some common sense. See, yeah, they showed Arnold always blowing somebody's ass off. Sylvester Stallone always blowing somebody's ass off. John Wayne was killing Indians back and forth and all this stuff. But guess what you didn't see in white neighborhoods? Young white males shooting and murdering 50 to 100 white males on the weekends because they watch those damn movies or listen to rock music. Jadakiss and everybody. Here's an example. What I call is the major deflection. You don't want to accept accountability for participating in the destruction of your own race. Kevin Matthews, good morning. I don't support these. Let me tell you something. When they had these little black boys stopping me in Walmart or in the parking lot, hey man, I got my new CD I'm trying to sell. They trying to sell a CD for like what? 2 for $10 or 3 for 10 or whatever. And I'll tell them, I asked the little black dudes. They're like 13, 14, some of them 15, 16, trying to sell me some of their little CDs that they made at home or whatever, but it's rap. I asked them, I said, do you have the N-word in there? Well, yeah, I said, so you're talking about killing or getting back at some other black man in there? Yeah, I said, I'm sorry, brother, I don't pay for my own destruction. I don't support that. I'm sorry, man. And then they would come up with this lame ass shit like, well, man, he said, when you rather see a young black brother out here trying to get his hustle on doing this than robbing and kicking in somebody's door? And I said, yeah, you can do what you want to do. That's what they call the police for, and people having guns in their houses to blow your ass off. So you can't get me with none of that. I've been black all my life, and I've been having common sense a long goddamn time, and you can't guilt me into paying for bullshit. I'm not going to participate in our destruction as a race. You can't guilt me into that. You can't cajole me into it. You can't force me to do that shit. I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, I want you little angry, evil fuckers to kick in doors. I want you to rob people so the police can get your monkey ass. Or you rob somebody with their pistol on, they blow your ass off. You'll be gone quicker. And I say that because, see, you can probably kick in about 10 doors and your ass get taken out. You go and do 40 years in jail. But you mess around and have a platinum selling CD that talks about murdering black folks and killing other black men that can sell 1 million copies and destroy 100,000 lives with every airplay. So I'd rather for you to be taken out when you only destroy 10 people than 100,000 people. Y'all get the logic? So you can't tell me, well, what if they, be robbing and killing? That's all right, but that's what the police is for. That's what undercover, that's what SWAT is for. Take their funk ass out. You don't have no other alternative than survival. You don't have no other alternative to make money other than say, well, if you don't support me in selling my verbal violence, well, I'm going to commit physical violence on you. You stupid egghead, dumb fucker, you. I wish I would. So yeah, go and kick somebody door in so they German Shepherd, they Doberman Pinscher can eat your dumb ass alive. Hope they're at home and have that pistol waiting on your ass. That don't make me want to, well, I guess I was supposed to say, you know what, you're right, young brother. Go on here and give me a couple of them murderous CDs. How much is it? $10, $5 for each one? Yeah, give me a couple of them murderous fucking CDs. No, I'm not supporting you in that. Now, if you're selling Boy Scout cookies, or going to the candy factory and buying your own candy, I'll buy 3 packs of candy bars from you. Because the worst thing you do is, I guess, contribute to somebody's diabetes. Well, that's on them. I used to sell candy when I was a kid. I had options. I sold candy. I didn't want to sell no rocks. It looked too dangerous. Made more money, but that's okay. I was free selling my candy. I wasn't worried about nobody knocking me over the head to take my Fritos or my Blow Pops. Or trying to pull them pistols out, because I got rocks in my socks, gun on my heels, pocket full of chips. Shout out to Project Pat, that N-word, down for the crown, man. If you fuck with me, I'ma be downtown, man. 4th floor bound, man. That's if I get called, man. Yeah. But anyway, enough of that foolishness. But thing is, we're gonna have to deal with this. And so, you know, and then I have to also be reminded of, you know, when I watch documentaries like that, and I saw Jadakiss, he's in there just justifying it, explained it, and he spoke like a common street drug dealer thug. Well, you know, that's what the people want, and that's, you know, I'm out here trying to, as he said then in 2007 and 8, I'm trying to feed my daughters. And guess what the dope boy said? You know, I'm trying to feed my family. We eating out here. So both of y'all will feed your family, but you destroy others in order for yours to eat. Like you're in some kind of jungle or something, like you're an animal. Then white people lock your ass up like you're an animal. We're not animals. We're human beings. Y'all see how that shit doesn't make sense? Behave as a human being all the time. Even behave humanely to others. That's how that works. So I'm kind of conflicted with all this. Not really conflicted. I don't give a fuck. You doing harm to us, you don't like us. Fuck you. And don't tell me, well, I was trying to survive. You know, one thing about chicks who sell pussy. Oh, damn, my mom watches this. I don't have a problem with women selling coochie. You know why? Because they ain't doing no harm to nobody. You have to volunteer. It's not, and somebody buying coochie don't cause them to lose their cars, lose their families, lose their homes, lose their livelihood. Yeah, but buying crack, that has terrible results. Eric Cromedy, good morning, brother. You know, so I totally reject all of what these black rappers are talking about. And then how about these black folks say, well, you know, yeah, we want to, what they say, and I have to catch myself when I've said this about, you know, we need to, you know, get together and we cancel these rappers on our own. And I get that. That is also true. But, because I was having a back and forth with a person on Instagram this morning about this particular topic. And, under the whole video of Styles P and the Locks, right? He was saying, well, what are you saying? You know, the Jews and all them take care of their own, and we don't need a white savior. Because I said, well, it's interesting how they listen to this same music. These whites and Jews listen to the same music, and they don't say a word until the music is turned towards them, even in the smallest way. And then the cat was like, well, we don't have to worry about that. We need to learn how to cancel these guys on our own. I said, and then he said, we don't need no white savior. We supposed to be doing this on our own. I responded to him, isn't it funny? Isn't it interesting how, when it comes to counseling a black rapper for saying something allegedly derogatory towards gays and Jews, whites, Jews, homosexuals, Asian, everybody, and black people join in canceling that black rapper. However, that same black rapper says murder, 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 kill, 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 nigga, 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 motherfucker, motherfucker to black folks, and none of those racial groups say a word, including black people. So it's not about having a white savior, it's about what's called racial hypocrisy and self-hatred on our own. We're not holding each other accountable. So I'm not asking, I'm just saying, I'm pointing out what the obvious is. We join them in canceling heterosexual masculine black men, but they won't join us into canceling that same motherfucker. They add more power to cancel those black rappers when they put out music that talks about destroying and murdering other black men. Did y'all hear what I just said? Did I make that clear enough? So I need us to stop all the deflection and to call it what it is. It's racist hypocrisy. They're fine. All these other groups are fine as long as the black rappers are talking about destroying and killing other black men and drawing up the numbers, and they're all going to jail for dope and all this shit because of this music. And then we rarely talk about the people who actually promote fund, and distribute this music, that is white, Jews, and homosexuals. So we got to have a serious conversation. We got to really talk about this shit. So, you know, these black rappers are nothing but prostitutes. They're sellout Sambos. They're Stevens from the movie Django. They are. They ain't shit. And y'all have the nerve to try to invite these motherfuckers to your school to talk to your kids. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But in that same documentary, I appreciate seeing Chuck D in there. Because Chuck D said, you know, what a man does, a man's business will not destroy his community. He said, you know, as a man, as a black man, and as a man, you try to protect fellow blacks, you try to protect your community. But these rappers who are not Chuck D, they're around there trying to scavenge the bits and crumbs left off of the meat of the flesh that was eaten up by the white vultures, the gay vultures, and the Jewish vultures of the black community. So they go and pick at what's left of the bone, what's left on the bone. And that's the shit I'm talking about. And we have to be held these motherfuckers accountable. Again, I don't agree with a lot of the baby's content, but my thing is freedom of speech. I don't like that Jews and homosexuals get a chance to pounce upon people's right to free speech because they don't like the speech that's being spewed. Come on, somebody. Free speech is not only the speech that you agree with. A lot of what I'm saying on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, you don't agree with, but I still have the right to say it. It's a lot of shit on social media and in person I don't agree with, but so therefore I know how to turn the channel, turn the page, turn the radio knob or what have you, go to another Facebook page, unfriend, unsubscribe, all that shit. How come we act like we can't do that? If we live in America that has a constitution that's supposed to govern our existence in this country. Something wrong with motherfuckers in this country. Yeah, it's all about the money, but Eric, if it was all about the money, how come they know, well, I don't want to mess my money up talking about homosexuals. But my money is not in jeopardy when I destroy and pummel and talk about racist, ugly violence and death and murder to black people. I'm not concerned about my money being taken away, but as soon as I accidentally mumble something that sounds unfriendly towards whites, Jews, illegal immigrants, and homosexuals, then these same tough-ass, pistol-wielding, dope-slanging, so-called gangster-ass black dudes all of a sudden turn into Gomer Piles. They straighten up. Right, Captain? All right. I hear you, Captain. Yes, right. Yes, Sergeant. You right. I wasn't supposed to say that. I apologize. All right. You know, y'all, come on, man. These dudes are girls. Now, again, somebody like me or other regular black dude, oh, son, you got me fucked up, son. I straightened my business up, son. Yeah, nigga, you got me fucked up around here, son. You go big and bad. Your masculinity is on point. Your manhood is popping, but when that white man show up, police show up, you motherfuckers act like bitches. You might well put on them booty shorts and the pink halter tops that you probably got in your closet you had to wear in order to get the goddamn record deal. I said it because I meant it. But go and check out Beyond Beats and Rhymes by Byron Hurt on YouTube. It's a very good. And let me tell y'all something in close on this topic. I used to use clips from this documentary. Shout out to Byron Hurt again. I used to use clips from this to do presentations at like colleges, even at Rust. I remember. I think I did one at Fisk, and later years, this early 2000, like 2003, 4, 5, and then around 2009 and 10, when I moved to Texas. I went to, and I know at least 2 times I went to Texas A&M University. There in College Station in Bryan and College Station, right? I went out there and I had 2 presentations that I would do. And what we do when we go to these student leadership conferences to present, we're hoping that the students will like our presentations and go back to their student government associations or the student union board and add us into their budget for the next year, pay us their little $3,000 to $5,000, whatever, pay us to come back And that's a good little life if you get that lick going around colleges speaking and stuff. That's a good little lick. They pay for everything. They pay for the hotel, the transportation, the food. You get to have a lively conversation. You made you about 5 G's, 6,000. Some people make more. So that's a good lick if you can get in on that college tour, on that college circuit for the fall or the spring. And so I was trying to, break into that. But my topics, I had 2 topics. One was called A Room Full of Women. When I would go in there and it was called, I had 3, A Room Full of Women, A Room Full of Men, and my rap topic was called Hip Hop Hooray or Hip Hell No. A discussion on the images and lyrics of today's rap music. All right. My Room Full of Women talked to women about who they are and expectations of women in this society and how they respond to their male counterparts. Just an open discussion. And let's say if I was placed in a room that only had, let's say, 40 chairs, right? Expected about 30 people to come in there. They would have to go to other rooms and get more chairs. I ended with like 60 to 70 women up in there talking. And one thing I didn't like about this, I couldn't speak the entire truth back then. I felt like I couldn't tell the truth. Because women are triggered easily. If you sound anything close to pointing out that they have some responsibility in things that happen to them. So I never learned how to schmooze it to get their money like these so-called Derrick Jacksons of the world. I never learned how to do that. And because I believe in shooting straight and telling the truth. I'd rather upset you with the truth than have you smiling on a lie. What y'all think this is? Friday night after 9 p.m. and drinks are flowing? No, it's during the week, goddammit. I'll tell you the truth. But then my Room Full of Men, talking about the role of men in this society and black men, what our expectations, who we are. I have a room with like 20 chairs in there and only like 8 people, 6 people show, 8 black dudes that show up. And I showed, we'll talk about leadership and all that and talk about, stuff like that about black men. But then I do my hip hop thing. I have a room full. They love talking about rap, but they didn't like the way I presented it. I posed questions about, so what's positive about the lyrics in this song, in this image? Good morning, David. What is the, explain to me how this helps to our race to progress. And it's interesting now, I'm talking to college students now at Texas A&M. Black kids. I had a couple of my sessions interrupted by young men would say, man, you hating on Lil Wayne, man. You mad because them folks making money. Again, I told y'all these were college students. They're like sophomores and juniors, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, kind of that age group. And I looked at that young man. That's what I'll be damned. This young man's going to have a college degree in a couple of years or a few years, and he's going to be viewed as one of our leaders or the new leaders for young people in the future. And this is how he thinks. He thinks that I'm hating on them because they're making money. Now, these are college today. That was 2009 and 10, 11. Now, you already know they totally fucked right now. Totally screwed, these young people today. When you talk about rap music, shit. And another thing. When you go to those, and also it's very interesting, I go 2 doors down, they will have damn near an auditorium size for the guys and the females who brought in books talking about male-female relationship. They have about 200 people in there. And people standing outside trying to get in and talking about relationships. So Rico, you doing it wrong, man. You should listen to my brother. My brother who never finished college. All he's ever done is been a worker. He always said, Rico, I know you be trying to educate and help black folks, man, but they ain't trying to hear that shit. You got to give these people what they want. They want something to drink, they want to laugh, and they want sex, or they want jokes. What do you say? Something to eat, laugh, drink, and sex. And he ain't lying. Those people who, the blacks who are most successful, I'm talking about millionaires in our black race, they follow that formula. Make Negroes laugh, talk about some food, relationships, and sex. And that's it. But I'm trying to feed people's minds and try to get them to open up to the stuff that's actually hurting us. They ain't want to hear that shit. So I wasn't mad. I had to just understand. And so after 2010, I said, you know what? I'm never going to a student leadership conference at a college or university, only if I'm selling something. T-shirts, I'm selling something. Because I was doing that for free, driving up there with my own money. You know, it's the exposure with the hopes of getting invited back. And also in one of those same conferences, there was a young black woman working on her PhD. And she was doing a presentation on the images and the sexism and the images in hip-hop music, right? And she did a 1 minute and 30-second, showing of when Miley Cyrus was going through her whole phase with hip-hop. And she had did a collabo with Juicy J out of Memphis. My J's, gotta get my J's. And she came out wearing a booty shorts up her ass and in a kitty cat in this bathroom wearing some Jordans. And I sat behind, I kind of sat in the back and I listened. It was a little auditorium full of students. And the sister who did her presentation was working on her PhD at the time. And I listened to these young black girls, females, college-age girls say, as the camera panned in on Miley Cyrus, I heard 3 black girls say together, "Man, that's a bad bitch." And I said, what? Yeah, she did that. She did that. Okay, all right. And then when the lecture began and she began to take questions from the audience, right? She finished her lecture presentation and she began to take questions from the audience. 2 young black men got up and said, well, you know, it's all about music. It's just music. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It's just music is music. I don't see what people are tripping about. And I knew then, we're fucked. These are college students. It doesn't matter to me if they went to a white university or a black university. They still think like that. And these are people who are supposed to be the future leaders. Y'all see what I'm talking about now? See, that poison is set in. So if I ever go to a college, it's going to be to sell them something to eat or something to make them laugh. Or maybe I'll get into some of these male-female relationships. They seem to attract the biggest crowd. And people spend the most money on these jive-ass, punk-ass relationship books. They don't get nobody, no husband, and nobody, no woman. No wife or no husband. But, you know, it's a business. People's low self-esteem, their ignorance, all that shit is for sale. And I've been trying to, for the past, 10 years to work my consciousness around to start, trying to economically manipulate that shit. But my conscience won't do it because I'm built from the 80s and 90s. I read from our scholars. I had conversations with our African-centered scholars. I have a soul. I can't do it. If that's the case, I've been a preacher a long time ago. Freddie Haynes would have shit on me. Free flowing Creflo Dollars would have shit on me. TD Jake would have shit on me because I have charisma and personality. All they gotta do is read about 4 scriptures in that whole Bible and just get up there and go, and dress nice, and the women would take care of me. But my conscience won't allow me to manipulate because our people have been lied to for 500 years. I consciously made the decision to be on the side of right. And guess what? On the side of right, ain't hardly no money involved. You got to, woo. So anyway, I digress. I was just saying, if I end up going back to one of these colleges, it's gonna be sale. I got a book that I'm selling. I'll sell that. Fatherlessness, I think that's good. Or I'll bring up something controversial, like some of my articles that I've written on my blog. Rico the Opinionist. Pregnant teens need abortions, not baby showers. Single never married women should not be awarded child support. Stuff like that. And so I go there, and it's also addressing behavior, but also creates controversy because people are just hell-bent on thinking it's okay for pregnant girls to actually be allowed to have babies. Speaking of which, y'all seen in the news with this 24-year-old Mexican man walks in there proudly with his 12-year-old pregnant girlfriend, brought her to the doctor to have her baby. And this dumbass just sitting in there like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. She about to have my baby. They put the handcuffs on this monkey. You silly fucker. In Oklahoma. The age of consent there is 16. You couldn't wait about 3 more summers, sir? But no, I think in that culture they like them good and tender. I don't know. It's just she had her first baby at 12, and now people are trying to say, what the fuck are mom and dad, mother and father? What mom and dad at? So, but anyway, y'all look that story up too. It's out of Oklahoma. 24-year-old Mexican dude got his little Mexican girlfriend. What for? How did? Oh God, that's a whole nother life. But it's just like our community. We think it's okay for 14 and 15-year-old chicks to be pregnant in the 21st century. This is not 18, 17, 21. It's 2021. What teenagers doing being pregnant? I'm just saying, and y'all letting them have these babies. Your ass need to be, the parents need to be, charges need to be pressed on the parents, I think. When there's a pregnant teenage girl in a household with grown people there, I think charges should be filed against the parents. If there's just a mama, she need to be carted off to jail. Everybody else put in foster care. Damn right. And the girl, the baby probably put up for adoption, because what you finna do is raise another kid for the criminal justice system. You 15, what the fuck you know about raising a baby? Yeah, I said it. But anyway, it's another live. Let me get on to this Jeopardy topic. All right. People are pushing LeVar Burton. Maybe I need to go to YouTube to see how well he did on Jeopardy. But y'all forget, Alex Trebek was the whitest man that was ever created in America. And Jeopardy is the whitest show, one of the whitest shows created since the Father Knows Best from the 50s. And I don't think how black people thought, and there were some white people that was pushing him too, so I'm not going to go there. But one thing about white people that blacks don't understand, they're going to keep their institutions white. And they're going to be all right because, it's so interesting. They just knew LeVar Burton, yeah, he did Reading Rainbow. Mary Max, good morning. Mary Max said, let's go back real quick. She said, if he marries her, more than likely he will not go to jail. 40 out of 50 states allow marriage to underage 18-year-old girls. Okay, cool. He get in, they escaped to Mexico. Shit, it's going down. Yeah, she's straight. But it's so unfortunate, 12 years old with a baby. What's her life going to be like? And guess what? She going to have, by the time she's 17, she going to have 5 goddamn babies. Them Mexican dudes be popping them in them. That's why they got 50 million Mexicans over here and we still at 40 million. But again, a 24-year-old man walked in with his girlfriend in a black community. She's been 15 years old, don't know who the baby dad is. Stereotype, I hear you, but it is what it is. Kiki don't know who her baby dad is. But Lil Maria got her molester walking right in the door with her. And proud, claiming her. That's his woman. Shit. So, so, what was I saying about Jeopardy? And so, and what I'm saying so fucked up, they had, I guess, black folks and those white folks who's really pushing for LeVar Burton. And LeVar Burton is awesome. He is awesome. But white people one thing I like about white people, they've never stopped being white, but we stopped being black. Black in the Marcus Garvey version, in the Booker T. Washington, the Frederick Douglass version. We stopped being black. We stopped being black in the Fannie Lou Hamer and the Ida B. Wells. We stopped being black. But white people, they're very conscientious of their whiteness. And they keep it going. So I don't knock other people's hustle when they understand, when they built the fence around their race and they understand what that means, but black people don't. Other groups do. Jews, homosexuals, they are illegal immigrants even build a fence around their people. And speaking of fences, huh? But anyway, LeVar Burton is awesome. He's an awesome image. Never met him in person. I think if I ever met him in person, it'll be such an honor and a pleasure to meet him, because he's putting in a lot of work in television, and that Reading Rainbow is epic and it's historic. It's taught children of all colors and races or what have you to read, and he was just an awesome dude. I hated it happened for him, but I'm not upset, because I understand where I live. It's a good or bad thing, however you want to take it. You process it how you like to. But they picked 2. Now, this is a guy who just became a new executive producer of Jeopardy. He like, man, y'all playing these games. I know I'm executive producer. He's just the executive producer of Jeopardy. I don't know if he's ever hosted a show before. But he said, "No, I'm gonna make myself the goddamn host." And then they picked Blossom, the chick that played Blossom, or Amy on The Big Bang Theory. And guess what? They could have picked a better white woman. She has a PhD in physics. She has that Alex Trebek, very stern. She's good. I like Blossom. No, the woman she's grown into. She wasn't a bad little kid either. And she was very good on the show Big Bang Theory. And good morning, sugar. And so I met Mayim Bialik. She's good, I think. He's gonna be the white guy, the executive producer, has made himself the permanent host, like during the week, the show, the daytime show, and then he chose her to be the host when they do, like, if it's a specialty show like Celebrity Jeopardy. They're going to create another show for her under the Jeopardy. It's going to be called Jeopardy, but like specialty shows. So it gave out 2 jobs. Created 2 jobs for 2 white folks. And so I'll just say, Black America, get over it. Liberal America, get over it. Y'all still going to watch it. I saw some of Mayim Bialik's, or Blossom's shit. Some of her show when she hosted it, she did a good job. She has a great presentation. She did a good job. And I didn't see LeVar, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say he did well because he presents very well. He's articulate. He's called Straight Arrow. He's good. I'm sure he did. I'm more than sure he did a great job. But I'll go and look it up on YouTube to see how he hosted. And I think he has that same Alex Trebek kind of thing, and Mayim Bialik Blossom has that same Alex Trebek thing. But I think she's going to bring more, and LeVar Burton would have brought more of who they are, more essence, a different essence to the show. But the show must and it shall go on. So kudos to her, but not to that little executive producer fucking. He was doing, I think it was just some shady, lame ass stuff he was doing. And so I went on to read further that Ava DuVernay said, you know what? I'm in the process of trying to create a show for LeVar. Thank you, Ava. That's nice. The sister came to his rescue. Ordinarily I don't agree with much of her. I'm always calling her out on where y'all at when these come to supporting black men. But she appears to be coming through for him. So thank you, Ava. And by the way, all you white liberals and you black folks that wanted him to host the show, good morning, Heather. How you doing? Good. And so, really, how you doing? Mary Max says CBS has pulled an undercover first stage Bill Cosby on LeVar Burton. Damn. Let me see what you say. Hold on, I'm gonna mess that up. Those don't want any black influences on the world, especially in an educational sense. Yeah, it is what it is. So if Ava creates a Jeopardy type show or a show for LeVar Burton, he needs to have at least 15 to 20 million people a week watching that show, supporting it for at least 10 years straight. So it can be a bona fide hit and it'll never go anywhere. Don't y'all have her to create this show, then he only gets 500,000 views. And that's from white folks who live in Montana. Y'all love to say, we need some black folks. Then they put some black folks on there. Create a show for black folks, but if there's no LGBT or no ratchetness in it, black people ain't watch it. So I don't know, just good luck with that, because white people, blacks are the only team that like to watch stuff if it's on a white platform. If it's on a black platform, it has to have ratchet and it has to have a Tasha or a Kiki or something in the mix of it, or a Devante or Dewan mixed in there. It's the weirdest shit, but that's how we've been programmed and trained in this country. We don't like to watch dignified stuff, but the stuff with dignified blacks are in. Y'all remember the first the black soap opera? The black family, it was called Generations. The family was kings. They were like owners. They was like the kings of an ice cream empire, something like that. Generation stayed on what, 3 seasons? If it stayed on that long, they attempted to give a black soap opera, black mainly starring soap opera called Generations, and the show went off there about 3 years. But the white one stayed on for 50 to 80 years. It's still going. I mean, people started on this show at 16, died off the show at 75 years old. Negroes still talking about Luke and Laura. So, you know, blacks be asking for stuff, but they don't want anything that sounds or looks like The Parenthood with Robert Townsend or The Cosby Show or Family Matters. They don't want a wholesome black mother and black father and a non-gay and non-thug black children, non-ratchet, non-hoochie daughters. They're caught up in all of this have and have-nots and P-Valley and what's that dumbass shit that 50 Cent did, the power bullshit and all that kind of trash. And so Ava, I don't know. You create a show and try to reach the intellects of black America, good luck with that, sweetheart. The black America doesn't care about intellectual blacks on TV. They want everybody to be drug dealers, hoes, or bad bitches and bad boss bitches and shit. And these are black women that have master's degrees and PhDs, so I'm talking across the board. They ain't just hood blacks. So, and they need a white man to lust over. So, that's our race in this country. Because after 95, 96, consciousness just left our race for some reason. So thank you for that offer, Miss Ava DuVernay. I'll see if you create something, but especially if it's on BET, it ain't gonna last but 6 months. So hopefully ABC, CBS, NBC, one of those major networks will pick it up and put that push behind it and try to push it towards maybe more of a mainstream white audience, because black people gonna fall off. But you ask any other Negro, yeah, I want deputy, yeah, I want deputy. And Alex Trebek is the most non-black, non-rhythm having, no color having, white crust, white guy on the planet. But every other Negro knew who Alex Trebek is and loved that show. But he put, so they understood what the money was. They know who the audience was. They know the mainstream audience is white folks. America is about 65 to 70% white. These shows have been on for years. I don't know how many black folks have watched Blue Bloods, but they're going into season 11 or 12. How many black folks watch Hawaii Five-0? Shit that come on Friday nights on CBS. How many black folks watch Murder, She Wrote that stayed on 11 goddamn years, 10 years with Jessica, that old white woman? See, they understand. ABC shows. They understand. You know, we try to put stuff on there for black folks. On the black networks, and shit don't last no more than a season. Because we don't see ourselves as those kind of people. We see ourselves as ratchet and drug dealers and thugs and hoes, tattooed up monsters, now studs and down low black dudes and openly flaming gay men. That's what we've been programmed to see ourselves. Or we watch some old ratchet shit about, what's it called, Bring It On, with an ugly-ass dance instructor teaching black girls to open their legs up and thrust their vaginas. Now, if you had the same black girls with a white instructor that taught them ballet, when nobody black even watch this shit. Do I need to go further about how fucked up we are? And how much I'm so grateful that I got a chance to read, and I read the scholars, what our scholars wrote in the 90s, got a chance to have conversations with our scholars, well, some of our scholars. You know, shout out to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Neely Fuller. Shout out to Dale Jones. Shout out to Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You know, I had a chance to meet a lot of these people, so that's why I sound the way I sound. That's why I keep pushing them, because the books are still there. We want to get back to who we were. We got to go back and read our own history and read what our scholars wrote in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and 80s. And most of them died broke or impoverished trying to educate and fight for black folks in this country. But they were no match for the manipulation machine of white supremacy. They tried, they reached as many as they could, but the masses of us are fucked. black colleges even going out, because there's no black consciousness need black colleges. There's no black consciousness. They got woke consciousness. That's a whole nother live. They more concerned about who's disrespecting gays than the promotion of black love on these campuses. They want to see black gay love. Yeah, I said it. Even go to HBCU and watch this shit. Go check it out. Spend a little time at these HBCUs. You're gonna see these effeminate, tight pants wearing little dudes, old husky ass girls, and these little ratchet ass chicks with big eyelashes and weave going to class with fingernails and backpacks. And the little dude sagging with a blunt in their ear going to fucking class. Tell me how that was working. But anyway, let me. I think I'm done. Let me read this last comment. I think that was it for Mary Max. But anyway, y'all be cool. Fool with me on that Cash App, $ Rico the Opinionist. Also, my short story is in the description box here on YouTube, and is also in the description here on the Facebook page. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see, tomorrow, see, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday, Saturday. We probably see each other again on Sunday. All right, Sunday the 15th, whatever. Y'all be cool. Peace.